We are at the 30-minute mark, so we're getting ready to go into the second half. And again, if you're new, the presence of the apron does not always necessarily equal cooking. It just lets Casey know where to split the chat. So we have, you forget to drink it. Keep it with you. Because you work all day, keep it with you. Okay, anyway, so Casey will get this posted on YouTube. The hashtag for this week, MJ, the hashtag for this week is hashtag get the point, GETTHEPOINT. But when Casey splits this up, if you need to go back and watch this again, she splits it into two different chats, so that if you want to watch the whole thing, like if you missed this, or if you just need a recap of the whole thing, or you've got your headphones in and you're going to listen at the gym or something, or while you're driving, then you can watch the whole thing. But if you just want to see the second half, like if you only need to come back in and get just the extra credit portion, thank you, Carol Lou, then, and Heather, I'm going to answer that question in a second, but you can come back in and just find the apron. And if you find the apron, that's just the second half. So you only have to watch for 30 minutes. So Heather just asked if you get 1 point for every 60 ounces of water. You get 1 point for 60 ounces of water once a day. You will not get 2 for 120. You will not get 3 for 180. Look at that quick math I just did there. It is a limit of 1 per day, and that's just to encourage you to drink some real water. But if you were getting 2, 3, and 4 points a day from drinking water, you would be so waterlogged you wouldn't be doing anything else. Okay, so last sip of water for me. This is the second half of tonight's chat, and it is literally days. We're like 4 days. We're T-minus 4 days away from U.S. Turkey Day. And again, I am so sorry, Canada. I missed your Canadian Thanksgiving. Sorry. It was like in October, but I missed it. And I'm sure some of you probably tried to tell me, and I just ignored you. Sorry, I'm in the U.S. Okay, so we're T-minus 4 days away from U.S. Turkey Day. And it's going to be the first time for a lot of us that we've been with family and friends in 2 years. So a lot of us have not gathered for the last 2 years. So, and I'm already seeing some anxiety, some pretty strong emotions about it. So emotionally, it's going to be a roller coaster for many of us. For a lot of us, it's going to be. So there's going to be some extreme joy over seeing people, some loved ones that we haven't, for the first time in months or even years. There's going to be a hollow sadness over some empty chairs of people who didn't make it to this holiday. Some loved ones that we lost during the pandemic. There's anxiety. Like I have talked to some people with some anxiety over making good decisions about their food. So trying to stay on this new personal points plan, just trying to do the best they can, and feelings, not only their own but other people's feelings, about how this whole holiday is going to work. And safety, for your family and friends. So, and I was having all of those feelings, all of them. I was having all of them just getting ready for this chat. So, just like there is nothing that you can say to me, there's literally nothing that you can say to me that will keep me from being sad over missing the parents that we've lost this year. So John and I both have lost a parent, and his mother's in memory care. There's nothing you can say to me that will make me not be sad. Because remember, we talk about this a lot. Feelings are okay. They are okay to have. It's okay for us to be sad, about this. And I can't tell you not to be nervous if you think the small gathering that you had planned is getting ready to turn into a pandemic party. I can't tell you, oh, calm down, don't be nervous about that. It's going to be okay. So we've also had the excitement of a new grandbaby this year. We've got nieces with two new spouses. So we have 2 new nephews, nephew-in-laws. And someone else is bearing the burden of both cooking and cleaning up this year for Thanksgiving. So that's got me giddy. So emotions are going to vary. They're going to vary for all of us, and they may vary, depending on what part of the meal it is or what part of the day that it is. But we can all do something about it, about the way we react to it, with the way we react with a fork, okay? So we don't need to react to it with a fork, okay? We can all do something about that. So my turkey tip number 1, be the last in line. That works too if you are passing the food around, or if you're at a buffet line, or you're at somebody's house and you're serving yourself. So nobody wants to eat grandma's special sweet potato casserole as much if it's already got green beans and gravy dripped through it. So if you're the last person to go through the line, or if you're the last when it gets passed around the table, when it's already had a bunch of spoons in it and some of the other foods dripped in it, you're probably not going to want as much of it. Turkey Day tip number 2. Only eat what you can't get throughout the year. So you know that's a tip from me that we also use at Disney. So like I try not to eat McDonald's when we go to Disney because I can get McDonald's anywhere. Oh, and Lori is watching from Newfoundland, Canada, and she joined last Thursday, and she's excited to kickstart her journey. So please, everybody, welcome Lori. It's Laurie. We are so happy that you are here and that you are on this journey with us. And did you know that this is a new plan? Or if you just joined last Thursday, you think it's the only plan. It's the only plan you've ever known, but it's new. So welcome, congratulations, and hang on. And sorry that I missed Canadian Turkey Day. Sorry about that. So we're talking about U.S. Turkey Day. Again, only eat what you can't get throughout the year. So like my sister makes a fantastic layered pea salad that I only get once a year. I don't make it for myself. It looks extreme. It's just a salad, but it looks extremely complicated and it looks very time consuming. So I don't make it. So I get it once a year when I see my sister. So I'm having it. I'm going to have it. Mashed potatoes, meh, I can make those myself. So skip. I'm taking a hard pass on those. Turkey Day tip number 3, retake the assessment if you need to. So if you need to retake the assessment based on what you think you're going to have this coming week for Turkey Day, you need to change it at the beginning of your weigh-in week. So like my new week starts on Tuesday. So if I retake the assessment so that I can have, let's say, so I can have potatoes as a 0-point food, like probably won't be eating a lot of beans this week. So might not need beans, grains, and legumes, things like that on 0 points. So I might switch to corn maybe, or switch to potatoes. But if I do that, and if you do that, then you need to switch at the beginning of your week. So my week is on Tuesday, and you need to stick with it for a week, okay? Do not play day trader. This is not day trading your stocks, okay? It's not going to turn out well, okay? Don't change it just for Thanksgiving Day or just for whatever day that you are having that meal. You need to change it for that whole week. So you need to stick with that, you know, because you're going to cheat the system. The algorithm is not going to know, oh, I was this blah 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 until Monday, and then this on Tuesday, and then blah 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 the rest of the week. So don't do that. Change it on your weigh-in day, or whatever the first day of your week, and the first day of my week is Tuesday. Change it then and do it for a whole week. So again, if you know you're going to have turkey 3 times this week, then maybe change the protein from fish to poultry. So if you had tofu or fish or something like that as your protein, maybe change it to poultry. But I'm going to say only turkey breast is on your 0 points food list. Okay, you can't get a big turkey leg like they have at Disney. You can't get a big turkey leg and walk around like Gaston eating it, okay? That's not going to be 0 points. You're still going to have to count points for that. If potatoes are going to be on the menu, swap out grains or beans, for potatoes. Okay. Turkey Day tip number 4. Bring a recipe that everyone will enjoy. So you're not going to just show up. Now, if it's at your house, you can make multiple recipes or ask someone to bring a recipe that would be friendly. But if you are going to someone else's, like we're going to 2 different houses and we are bringing food to both of them, but you need to bring a recipe that everyone will enjoy. Please do not be that aunt that always shows up with a fruit tray, okay? Don't be her, because people are like, oh great, and I'm sorry if I'm just going to pick a name, they're like, fantastic, Aunt Pansy's coming and she always brings a fruit tray. It's Thanksgiving. Nobody wants a fruit tray. Okay, don't be her. But you could bring a fruit tray if you want to bring. If you're Aunt Pansy and you want to bring a fruit tray, you could bring a fruit tray, but then you can add something yummy and fun to it. Like I have a recipe for cheesecake fruit dip that does not have the link yet to take it to your personal points. Okay, I'm just warning you, that one's not done yet. But I have a recipe for cheesecake fruit dip. You could do that and take it with the veggie tray, and I promise you, everyone will love it. Or you could do a veggie tray, and then Pound Dropper has a skinny Mexican dip that is fantastic. And if you showed up with a veggie tray and you had some of that Pound Dropper skinny Mexican dip in the middle of it, people are going to love you. Okay, so bring something that people would, other people are going to enjoy. And for those of us who choose avocados, if you chose avocados as one of your 0 point foods, that Pound Dropper skinny Mexican dip recipe just went down a point. Okay, just saying. Okay. Turkey Day tip number 5, use your hands. I'm not saying pick up your food and eat your, eat your hands, but use your hands. So we've talked about this no less than 5 times over the years. So over the number of years that I've been doing this, we've talked about this no less than 5 times. You can find your program book. If you can find your program book, so if you got a new book, if you went to a physical workshop, an in-person workshop, and you got a new book, you can use it. Or you can use the tutorial that I posted about how to print the book and then use your hands to measure. So you're going to use your hands to measure. So quickly, and again, we have talked about this multiple times, and it has not changed unless the size of your hand has changed, And if you have giant hands, be reasonable. But you also are probably a lot taller than everyone else. And if you have teeny tiny hands, fill them up. Okay. So your fist, an average sized fist, that's about 1 cup. So if you're trying to gauge, okay, how much of this am I going to get? I'm going to go ahead and get the mashed potatoes, or I'm going to get the sweet potato casserole, or I'm going to get the, whatever. Your fist is about 1 cup. And when I say fist, I mean a tight fist. I don't mean like this. We're not creating two fists worth, like 2 cups worth out of a fist. Okay. Your fingertip, which is right here. So your fingertip is from this first joint up. So it's this much. Your fingertip is approximately a teaspoon. So if you're trying to decide, do I want real butter today? Do I want, something that you're going to be measuring as a teaspoon? That's approximately a teaspoon. And well, you could. Everybody's going to know if I'm doing it. But don't sit at the table and go, I don't know, hold on, Nadine. I don't know why I picked Nadine, but hold on, Nadine. I've got to measure the butter with my finger before you can cut it. This is just for a general rule, just a general idea, okay? Your palm is this part of your hand. It is not all of your hand. It is, this part is actually your palm. These are fingers, and this is the thumb. That's your palm. The palm of your hand is approximately 3 ounces of meat. So like we're having smoked turkey and a smoked ham at Casey's. So the turkey, I'll just eat some turkey breast and I won't have to count it. But the ham, I will know that if I get a piece of the smoked ham, and this is from a local food truck, so I'm super excited about it. But I will know if I get a piece of the ham, that if I get it the size of the palm of my hand, not fingers, not thumb, that's going to be about 3 ounces of meat, and I'll know how to count that. The tip of your thumb, so from here to here on your thumb, or if you can imagine a poker chip in the center of your Barbara, if you can imagine a poker chip in the center of your hand, I think it's easier to look at my thumb, but either the tip of your whole thumb or the size of a poker chip in your hand, that's approximately a tablespoon. So again, if you wanted like some sour cream or something like that and you wanted to see how big a tablespoon was, it's about that big. And then your cupped hand is approximately 1 to 2 ounces of meat or nuts or like cubed cheese, if you had something like that. And again, if you have gargantuan hands, like the commercial where that one guy, and I don't know their names, but where the one guy's eating goldfish crackers out of his hand and the other guy's like, have so, and whatever, and he's got like 5,000 goldfish in his hand. Okay, if your hands are that big, no, don't do it. Okay, but anyway, so your cupped hand is approximately 1 to 2 ounces of meat, nuts, or like cubed cheese. Okay, you got it? Everybody got it? And you know where to find it. So you can find that on your, you can find that in your, if you got a physical book, if you got to go to a workshop where they had a book, you can get that chart there. Honestly, it's in like every single book that we've had. Every single plan that we've had for, I don't even know how long, many years, the chart's in there. Or you can log on to your computer, go to your desktop. And when you get to the program book, I remember I told y'all last week how to get there. So when you get to the program book to the point where you would be printing it, you'll just scroll way down on it. It's like the last page or two, and it's going to show you an actual cartoon hand to show you how to measure that. Okay. I'm talking so fast we can take another little breather. Turkey Day tip number 6. Practice makes perfect. So for this, you are going to take whatever size plate that you think that you are going to be having at your celebration. And I'm hopeful that you are going to have regularly sized dinner plates. I'm hoping that you are not going to have, this is a regular sized paper plate. This is just a normal size. They also come smaller, which would be like a bread or like a dessert size plate. And they come huge. So if they have one of those ginormous Corelle, you know, like can't spill anything. You can get as much as you want, you know, pile it on, whatever. Plates, yeah, maybe ask if they have a smaller paper plate or bring your own. Or if they have those giant, like if you're eating off of real china or real plates and they have those giant, you know, like it's the size of a charger. So if you don't know what a charger is, it's the piece that goes underneath a formal dining set, and they're like this big. You don't need a plate that's that big, okay? So you need a plate that's about this size, and I'm guessing, I forgot to look, 9 inches, I think this is like a 9-inch plate. So if you will take a plate that's about this size, you can start practicing or start thinking, even if you're not going to be eating off of paper plates, what you're going to put on this plate. And again, practice makes perfect. So way back in the day, we used to draw on these. So Gwen used to give us just a normally sized white paper plate, and we would draw on them to see, you know, to say, okay, so I'm going to take up this much of it is going to be turkey, this much of it's going to be ham, this much is going to be, a deviled egg or a roll, or whatever. Quickly, people were frustrated because they ran out of room. So because you're drawing in a 2-dimension, how big this is going to be. And to me, let's say again, if it's little, if it's and I'm sorry, the microgreens people just messaged me. So Karen, if you're watching, he wants to come on Tuesday. So I can get, and if you're in Knoxville and you need microgreens, and I'm hoping he has cilantro again because I need some. Anyway, apparently he'll be here at KC Kitchen Center on Tuesday. Okay, so sorry I sidetracked on that. All the rest of the notifications I can ignore, but getting my microgreens on Tuesday before the holiday and to bulk up everything, I'm pumped. Okay, so using a paper plate 2-dimensionally would just upset me because I would be like, okay, so here's where I'm going to put my ham, here's where I'm going to put my turkey, here's where I'm going to put 1 egg, and I would be out of room immediately because 2-dimensionally on a plate, it doesn't look like much food. So what I want you to do to practice and remember, so you need to figure out what a half a cup, a fourth of a cup, a half a cup, kind of what that looks like. But remember, for every cup combined of non-starchy veggies that you have, you can earn back a point on this plate to use towards maybe dessert or a roll or something like that. Okay, so if you can just kind of keep in your mind an ice cream scoop. So a regular ice cream scoop like this, and it's the kind with a little quick action, that's a fourth of a cup. So, did Dusty stand up? Melinda saw Dusty's head. I'll show him to y'all when we get done because he got a good haircut this week. So that's about a fourth of a cup. All of these little bowls are a fourth of a cup. So if I put all of these bowls on this plate, and I'll show it to you when I get them all out here, but if I put all of these bowls on this plate, you can see that all of a sudden, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So where if I had drawn it in just 2 dimensions, so if I had been drawing on my paper plate, I would already be upset because I'd be thinking, oh, that's not enough food. That doesn't look like enough. But when you think about it this way, that's 6 quarter-cup servings. That looks like a lot of food. I mean, that looks like a lot of food. And even if you piled it up, so let's say this was your favorite, and I'm just going to use mashed potatoes because they would be easy to stack. So if you were going to do mashed potatoes in this one and you double stacked it, that's still that's a half of a cup. So a half a cup serving of mashed potatoes, look up those points, a quarter cup serving of sweet potato casserole, a quarter cup serving of something else. Or you could say, you know what? I want extra points for something else. So I'm going to go twice to the table, to wherever we're being served. And I think the first time I go, I'm going to get 3 of these with green beans, just, plain old green beans. I'm not talking green bean almondine with all the other stuff, but green beans or, a little salad or something, carrots, you went to Aunt Pansy's, veggie bar, got that, but to add back some, then see how hungry you still are. And then you could go back for a second time and still keep in mind, you could have maybe another fourth of a cup of dressing or a fourth of a cup of something else. Does that make sense? Okay, is everybody with me? Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? It looks skimpy when you draw it on the plate, but when you put it on the plate, I mean, that's a lot of food. That's a whole lot of food when you look at it in the context of the bowls. But again, that's just 6 quarter cups. So that's really just, let's see, that'd be 6. Okay, hold on. I can do this math. That is 6 quarter cups. So that's a half a cup, a half a cup, a half a cup. So that's only a cup and a half of food altogether. So, okay. Does that make sense? Everybody still with me? Y'all are quiet. We only have 10 minutes left. So what are y'all planning for Thanksgiving? You all have gone strangely quiet. Strangely quiet. So I need to know what y'all are planning for Thanksgiving. So what would you put in these little cups? So knowing that this normal open, Mary's still here. So knowing that these are a quarter of a cup cups, and thinking about that from your plate. How would you build your plate? Thank you, Terry. So how would you build your plate? What would you put? What's something that you think? What is something that? Thank you, Betty. What's something that you think? That's decent size. I mean, look how big that bowl is. You think that's a decent size. I could be happy with a quarter of a cup of. Thank you, Lori. Lori says we're all listening attentively. We can't talk because we're listening attentively. So what would you put in a quarter of a cup? What's something that's so special that you would put it in a quarter of a cup? Now my dad's long gone, so we're not going to have this year. But my dad made the best. And Melinda says, those small containers aren't big enough for my food on Thanksgiving. The plate isn't big enough either. But Melinda, I promise you, if you'll start with something like this and then go back for more food, you're going to be satisfied, but you're not going to be sick. So I'm saving tip number 7. I'm saving tip number 7 for after y'all make some more comments about these. But I'm serious. That is such a good plan. Get a deviled egg. If you want another deviled egg, then go get another deviled egg. Don't put 3 deviled eggs on your plate. Does that make sense? Don't heap it up. Don't pile it up. Get enough to be satisfied, get enough to taste everything. And then if there's some things that you think, oh my gosh. So I was talking about my dad's fried apples. No one makes fried apples like my dad. I don't care who you are, and I don't care. Cracker Barrel's close, but they still don't have it. So he won't be here this year. He passed away a couple of years ago, so we're not going to have his fried apples. But I promise you, they have points. They are not just apples. They were full of butter and sugar, and they were yummy, and they had cinnamon candy on them. And I can't make them exactly like that. But that would have been something that I would have gotten a little bowl full of. In my, because I'm not putting bowls on the plate, but I would have gotten a little, a little taste of it. And then if I still was hungry and wanted to go back and get some more, that's something I would have picked. So Lynn would pick her sister's dressing because it's that darn special that she would go back for some more. But if I can just encourage you to think about doing this as one plate, you just think about your plate, doing it as one plate. Don't heap things up. Don't heap them up. Kind of try to keep them, in this size. And then if you want to go back and get something, go back and get something. Go back and go as many things as you want. But you got to go back and get them. Don't heap them up on your plate the first time. Okay, so, wait, let's see. Vicki says, I already have my great-grandma's china, and they are just the right size and pretty. That is awesome. Yes, a pretty place would be another one. Betty Ann says green bean casserole. That's a good one. Okay, tip number 7, and this is where we're going to end. And Susie says her mama's sweet potatoes. Tip number 7 is where we're going to end. Do not wear your buffet pants. So Gwen talks about this a lot, and I promise you Tuesday night, this is what she will be talking about with us. Do not wear your buffet pants. And y'all all know what I mean. Even if you've never been to a buffet, and I know this last 18 months, none of us have been to a buffet, but do not wear stretchy pants. Don't wear a little loose tunic or, you can look cute, but don't wear something that is so stretchy that as you start to get full, and your belly starts to extend, don't wear something that you can just loosen or you can undo the string or whatever, and make it fit what food you have eaten. Okay? Okay. So you don't need your clothes to grow with your meal. Yeah, no stretch pants, Betty Ann, but you don't need your clothes to grow with your meal. So there's nothing like a jean button. So I actually have on the jeans that I'll be wearing, and I would like to thank WW Personal Points for letting me be able to get back in these jeans. I have not worn these jeans in 2 years. Okay, I have not worn them in 2 years, and now I've worn them 3 days in a row. I'm so happy about this. So I'll be wearing these jeans because there's a button right here. There is nothing like a jean button to say, whoa, 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 cowboy. Let's take a stroll around the ranch before you hit that chuck wagon again, okay? I'm telling you, it will slow you down. It'll slow you down. So you got, and Terry, I know Terry says party pooper. And Terry, I'm just laughing because Alyssa and I have watched probably 20 times in this last week the cutest little Toy Story thing, and Mr. Potato Head is making fun of Rex. If you've never seen Toy Story, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he calls him a party pooper, and his little imagination, he goes, party pooper. So I'm just imagining you saying, party pooper. Okay, you want this party to be fun. I'm telling you, I have been sick on Thanksgiving before. I have eaten so much on Thanksgiving before that I had to go take a nap. Okay? Don't do that. It's been 18 months since you've seen these people, and some of these people are no longer here, okay? Enjoy them. Enjoy your day. You can enjoy the food, in little bits and things, but do not wear your buffet pants, okay? I'm not saying you have to wear something that's, skin tight, but I'm serious. A button it'll help. Okay. So before we wind down, and don't let me forget, I want to show y'all Dusty's haircut because he turned out really good this time. Most of all, enjoy the day. Enjoy the people that you haven't seen in a while. Don't sweat it too much, okay? None of us are here because we overate on one day, okay? None of us. Not a one of us. I think the separation that we all felt during the pandemic, and I understand it's still going on, but the separation that we all felt when we couldn't go places, will put a new light on what it means to be thankful, to be together, and to be in this to win it, okay? I want to be healthy. I do not want, I've been vaccinated, but I do not want to get COVID and then go, I don't know, she's morbidly obese. We don't think she's going to make it. I don't want that. I want to be around. I want to be healthy. I'm telling you, this new personal points plan, my joints don't hurt. Again, I can, I don't know who all I was showing this to, but I was having trouble getting my arms, back. I didn't realize how stiff my joints were until I started adding in all these yummy vegetables again and all of the water. So just be thankful. So just have a great Thanksgiving. Just be there. Just be there. Okay. So for my own fun, for fun and my own curiosity, I want to know. So I want you to comment below. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. I don't care if you're watching it here, YouTube, the chat, the chat notes on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I want to know. So comment below. And this is just fun for me. This is not an official survey. It's just for my own fun. I want to know who is tracking. So who's going to track everything that they eat on Thanksgiving? And you can just comment tracking everything. Who is going to do a quick add number for the meal or for the day? So who's going to just assign it a point number and move on? So like 50 or 100 or 20. So who's going to assign it a point number and move on? And who is just going to enjoy the day and not worry about it and then start over again the next day? So I'm just curious to know, please put in the comments, are you tracking everything? See, Carol's tracking everything. So are you tracking everything? Or are you just going to assign a quick add number for the day? Just put Thanksgiving 50 points or whatever. Or are you just going to enjoy the day and not worry about it? So I hope you all enjoy your day. I hope you don't worry about it too much. I hope you will take some of these ideas and use them. And I hope that you will eat lots of yummy food, but that you will not be overstuffed. You will not be Tom Turkey and be overstuffed. So y'all have a great week. Have a great holiday weekend. If you're in Canada, y'all can still have Thursday and Friday off from work. Just tell them Kelly said so because it's a holiday here, and just tell them I said that it was okay. So let me grab Dusty real quick. If you're watching this later on YouTube, oh, he is snoozing. If you're, come here. He's so little with his haircut. He's so little. He just about slipped out of my hands. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and let that next video roll over, especially Susie, who needs to hear how the personal points engine works. Yep. Susie, I remembered that comment. And go ahead and click that little bell so that you will be notified every time that there is a new video. But y'all have a great week. Have an even better holiday. And remember to tell your boss that I said you could be off Thursday and Friday, because I am. So y'all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.